I was just sitting with an ecologist recently. I was interviewing him. Beautiful man from Australia named John Seed. And John was describing the rate at which the rainforests were being decimated and the way in which the rainforests contribute to the winds and water supplies in the world and so on. And he said it's gotten to the point now, and the inertia is so strong that it would take a miracle to save life on Earth. That's a far-out concept to live with, isn't it? Because now we're talking not about the individual death, but we're talking about the whole death of the game. It's like when you put the Monopoly players together, put the money away, close up the board, and go to bed. It's the death of a culture. It's the death of civilization. It's the death of all the history of Plato and Aristotle. It's the death of it all. It's the death. It's the death. It's the end of it. So whatever feeling of anxiety you had about your death, see, just think about all that now. It's the death of the unborn children. It's their death too. And I said, you mean it's gone that far? He said, yep. And we sat there with that fact. Now we say, well, what would be a miracle? Well, he said, a miracle would be if everybody woke up one morning and thought differently. So that they weren't lost in what they're lost in, so that the game would change. Just like that. He says, that isn't very likely. But he said, when you think about it, we have a very unlikely history. You think about when we were, like we have gills in our embryonic periods. Think of when we were fish and we chose to go up on land. That must have been a big deal. He said, so, don't underestimate us. Now, I look around and I see certainly in the political arena, I don't see that shift in consciousness that would put my mind at ease that we are part of a miracle yet. And I see the media, for the most part, conspiring within that system, because anybody that's making it in the system is going to conspire to make believe it's going to go on. So the rich and the powerful and all those people who have got it good or got it safe, they don't want to know from nothing about, here, I'll give a check to the fish or something. Or, isn't that terrible? We are part of something that is such a massive denial system. With regard to our toxic wastes, with regard to our polarity, our permanent underclass in society. We didn't have that 40 years ago. But if you have a little stash of money and safety and a house and a lock on the door and a car and so on, you want to hold on to all of that, because if you're busy being who you think you are, you need that to exist. And it's only when you connect to that part of you that doesn't need all that you can even hear the information. Because when you're so frightened, you get very reactive. in order for me to hear the predicament I find myself in, I have to quiet down enough to be able to listen clearly. And that quieting down has to do with the attachment I have to my own thoughts. And part of why I meditate as a support system for karma yoga is because through disciplining my mind, I can draw my awareness back so that instead of it being trapped by each thought as it arises, it can embrace the gestalt, the whole situation, and just appreciate what is. It's the difference between like thinking and knowing. Difference between, say, knowledge and wisdom. I mean, these are all little ways of playing with this distinction. You go into wisdom training,